Welcome to Spirit Manifest, where spirituality meets with transformation. Allow your thoughts, energy, and actions to create the life you desire.
Hello, soul family. Welcome to Spiritual Manifestation. If this is your first time, welcome in. And if you've been here before, I'm so glad to have you home. Let's take a breath together before we dive in, because the energy I'm picking up on is layered, intense, and, honestly, painfully revealing. As always, please remember that not every message will be yours. If this one resonates, take what's meant for you and leave the rest for someone else in the collective. Now, there's a situation showing up right away. Someone here is wearing a mask. And Divine Feminine, you already feel it. You've seen glimpses of who they really are, and the truth is, they've been playing a role that was never theirs to begin with. This is someone pretending to be less than what they are, dumbing themselves down to blend in, playing small to fit the expectations of the crowd around them. And the saddest part? This is someone who's actually incredibly spiritually gifted, with the kind of wisdom that comes from lifetimes of soul knowledge. But in this lifetime, they're choosing to ignore it, choosing to suppress it, choosing to live as the opposite of who they were divinely designed to be. Not because they don't know better, but because it feels safer to hide. And Spirit is bringing it to light now, because even if they've managed to fool others, they can't hide from your energy. You see through the mask, and deep down, they know it. The first card I just pulled is the Magician. And I have to say, this card couldn't have shown up at a better time. Divine Feminine, there's someone in your energy who has everything they need to stand in their power, and yet they're holding it all back. I'm talking about someone who is truly gifted, a natural alchemist, a master of manifestation, a spiritual channel, someone who receives direct messages from Spirit, but they've been acting like they don't. Right now, they're pretending to be smaller than they are. They're watering themselves down just to blend in with people who wouldn't even understand the truth of who they are. They're acting immature, not because they are immature, but because they're trying to fit into a version of life that doesn't actually reflect who they've become. It's like they're wearing a costume that hides all their brilliance. What's wild is that they know exactly what they're doing. They're doing it on purpose. This person knows they've changed. They know how powerful they are, but they're keeping their gifts under wraps because they're afraid of being seen too clearly. They don't want people to look at them and realize just how spiritual they've become, just how tuned in they are. Because deep down, there's a fear of being judged, a fear of being misunderstood. So instead of owning their light, they're hiding it in the shadows and pretending none of it ever happened. And here's the kicker. They weren't always like this. They've grown into this version of themselves through this connection with you. You were the mirror. You were the catalyst. And they know it. Meeting you sparked something deep inside them. It stirred something ancient, something spiritual. It activated a soul memory they had forgotten, a memory of who they really are underneath all the roles, expectations, and masks. What's even more sacred is that you share the same gift. Divine Feminine, you're not just intuitive, you are a direct channel for divine truth. You pull insight from the Akashic records without even trying. You speak the words people need before they've even asked the question. You know without being told. And sometimes people come to you without knowing why. and they leave changed because your energy holds that much clarity, that much wisdom, that much presence. And you can feel that this person has it too. You've always known. You didn't need them to tell you, they didn't have to. Because as the high priestess, you see beyond the surface. You feel energy, you feel connection, you feel the pull. You saw something in them long before they ever admitted it to themselves. And now they've caught up to it. But they're scared to show the world what's really awakened in them. This person has done so much soul work behind closed doors. They've grown, they've reflected, they've tapped into things they never imagined possible. And yet, they're acting like none of it ever happened. They're putting on this old version of themselves and trying to convince everyone that they're the same. But they're not. Spirit is saying loud and clear, this person has awakened. And they're trying to stuff all of that awakening back into a version of life that no longer fits. And let's be real here. This connection between you two, it's not simple. It's not a fairy tale where two people fall in love and ride off into the sunset. Number, this is deep. This is layered. This is spiritual. It came into both of your lives to shake things up, to awaken your gifts, to activate your purpose. This is one of those connections that comes with intensity, lessons, growth, and soul contracts. Whatever name you want to give it, twin flame, soulmate, divine counterpart, it's real. And it's transformative. But here's the truth. Your person is still hiding. They've awakened, but they haven't accepted that they've awakened. They've changed, but they don't want people to know. They've tapped into divine truth, but they're pretending they haven't. They're scared of what it means, scared of what it will cost, scared of how their world might shift if they let it all out. So they keep playing a role, a version of themselves that feels safer, more accepted, more manageable. But you already know. You see the truth. You feel it. And no matter how hard they try to hide it, you're the one soul they can't lie to. Because your souls already met, long before this lifetime. Let's pull the next card. And it's the Two of Cups. And the moment I saw it, I felt massive change energy. That's not a coincidence. Spirit is confirming this. You and this person are connected in a way that defies logic. This isn't just some ordinary meeting. When the two of you crossed paths, something activated. You both felt it, an instant recognition, a spiritual click, like your souls knew each other long before this lifetime. And that moment, it unlocked something deep. It sparked your psychic gifts, your intuitive knowing, and theirs too. This is one of those connections where the awakening is not just personal, it's mutual. Both of you grew. Both of you saw yourselves differently. There was no hiding from the truth that came up. No pretending that this was just casual. You could both feel the weight of it, the sacredness, the higher purpose behind why you met. And while you've embraced it and grown into more of who you are, this person, they're still trying to find the courage to do the same, not because they don't feel it, but because they're scared of what standing out might cost them. Because here's the thing, this person has spent their entire life standing out, and not in a way they felt celebrated for. Their energy is naturally different. It's spiritual, magnetic, and intense. Even when they tried to stay quiet, people noticed them. They've always had that pull, that aura. But instead of owning it like you have, they've learned to fear it, to quiet it, to shape themselves into something more digestible for the people around them. And that's what's hurting them now. Divine feminine, what sets you apart is that you've learned to own your authenticity. You don't shrink yourself just to make other people comfortable. You walk in your truth, even if it means standing alone. You honor your difference. You protect your uniqueness. You're not afraid to be seen because you've accepted that being fully seen is part of your path. But for your counterpart, they've been shaped by criticism, conditioned to believe that being different means being rejected, that being powerful means being alone. And because of that, they're trying to fit in, even when their soul is begging to stand out. There's something here about their childhood. Spirit keeps showing me this person as a kid, someone who was deeply intuitive, maybe even psychic, and who got shut down for it, mocked, misunderstood, told they were too much, too weird, too intense. And over time, that shaped how they see themselves now. They learned to keep the real parts of them hidden. And now, that fear of being judged is keeping them from fully stepping into this connection. They care too much about what the people around them might say, about how they'll be perceived, about keeping the peace in a world that doesn't even see them clearly. And that's what's creating the block. That's what's holding back the union. It's not that the love isn't real. It is. It's powerful. It's mutual. It's divine. It's that this person is surrounded by people whose opinions still carry too much weight. People who wouldn't understand this connection, who would criticize it, maybe even discourage it. And instead of choosing their own path, this person is still letting fear lead. But Spirit wants you to know this. On an energetic level, this connection is already aligned. The universe is pushing it forward, guiding it, protecting it. It's undeniable. You feel it. They feel it. And even if they won't say it out loud, even if they're not ready to act on it yet, you are both already bound in spirit. And that bond is creating pressure, soul pressure, a push toward truth, a push toward becoming who you both really are. This connection is about more than romance. It's about purpose, alignment, awakening. You and this person are spiritual mirrors, and together you are a power couple in the divine sense. You both hold sacred gifts that are meant to be shared with the world, but that can only be fully activated when you're willing to stand in your truth. Right now, they're still hiding, still shrinking, still trying to stay safe in a world that was never meant to hold their full light. But this connection, it requires visibility. It requires boldness. It requires stepping out of hiding and walking in divine truth. And until they're ready to do that, they'll keep feeling this tension. Because their soul knows they're not supposed to stay small anymore. The next card I just pulled is the Five of Wands. Spirit is speaking loud today, divine feminine. This is confirmation. This connection is bigger than just the two of you. It carries energy that affects the entire collective. When you two finally come together in union, it won't just be a romantic shift. It will create a ripple. It will heal. It will activate others. Because the love between you two, it's pure, it's divine, it's felt. It's the kind of love that shakes old systems loose and brings truth to the surface. And that kind of love, it comes with resistance. Your divine counterpart has felt every bit of this awakening. They've been through wave after wave of spiritual insight. They know what this connection is. They feel your energy just as clearly as you feel theirs. that telepathic link between you two. It's undeniable. It's as real as the air you breathe. You can feel when they're thinking of you. You can sense it when their heart is aching. You know. But here's the hard truth. They're still surrounded by people who don't want them to be who they really are. They're in a space where being authentic feels dangerous. Because the people around them, they judge, they mock, they throw shade at anything that doesn't fit their box. And if your divine counterpart were to come forward as their true self, openly spiritual, intuitive, wise, and connected, they know they'd be made fun of. They know they'd be ridiculed. And that fear is real. It's why they keep shrinking. It's why they keep acting like someone they're not. That's a sign of alignment trying to break through. Your person wants to step into this new beginning. They want to walk toward their soul truth. But energetically, there's interference. And it's not just internal. It's coming from their outer world too. From people in their life who don't understand this connection. From people who don't want to understand it. People who gossip, project, and block. People who see your light and automatically decide it's too much. And here's what makes it even heavier. These aren't just random people. These are people they love, people they trust, people they've put on a pedestal. And so instead of choosing themselves, they're choosing silence. Instead of honoring their gift, they're pretending they don't even have one. They're hiding their spirituality, their insight, their power, just to stay in good standing with people who wouldn't even accept their truth. Divine Feminine, I'm being completely real with you right now. This person isn't just hiding from the world. They're hiding from you. They're hiding what this connection has activated in them. They're pretending they haven't changed, when deep down, their entire reality has been flipped upside down since meeting you. They know it. You know it. But the fear of being made fun of, the fear of not fitting in, the fear of disappointing the people they've always tried to impress, it's keeping them frozen. They've seen your courage. They've watched how boldly you walk in your truth, and they admire it more than they'll ever say out loud. Because you don't hide. You don't pretend to be anyone else. You don't filter your gift for anyone. You own it. You shine through it. You let spirit use you as a vessel, and people feel that when they're around you. That intimidates some, inspires others. But either way, you're not invisible. You're undeniable. And they feel that. But because you're so bold, it's triggering everything in them that still feels unworthy, still feels scared, still wants to belong to a group that doesn't even recognize their soul. And if I'm being honest, the people around them have already judged you. They know who you are. They've seen your energy, and that alone has stirred up discomfort because your light exposes what they've been hiding. Right now, your divine counterpart is at a crossroads. They know the truth, they feel the pull, but they're still choosing safety over soul, still choosing silence over connection, still choosing the comfort of the crowd over the discomfort of transformation. But the energy between you two, it's too loud to ignore for much longer. And Spirit is setting the stage for change. Because this union isn't just about romance, it's about truth. And truth has a way of rising, no matter how hard we try to bury it. Now, the next card I just pulled is the Eight of Swords. And I have to say, It fits so perfectly with what's coming through right now. Because your divine counterpart, they are mentally and emotionally trapped, but not by you, not by this connection. They're trapped by the opinions of the people around them. There's so much noise, so many judgments. And unfortunately, a lot of that judgment, it's being directed at you. Yes, divine feminine. You're being talked about, observed, picked apart, and your person sees it all, and they don't know what to do about it. This person is pretending like they're not as spiritual as they really are. They're acting like their gifts don't exist. They're downplaying what they feel, downplaying what they know, and it's all because they're afraid of what people will say, afraid of the whispers, afraid of being mocked, because the people around them, they don't understand this. They don't understand you. They don't understand this kind of connection, this kind of growth, this level of truth. So instead of rising, your divine counterpart is shrinking, hiding, pretending. But the truth, it's rising to the surface anyway. Spirit just brought in this wave of energy, and I literally heard music start to play in the background as this came through. It's clear. It's direct. This person is your mirror. They are your match. The King and Queen of Wands are showing up loud. That divine pair, that sacred mirror, that same spiritual fire. You and this person are operating on the same vibration. You've both grown. You've both awakened. And you're both thinking about each other nonstop. What's heavy right now is that even though this person has tried to create distance, tried to detach from this connection, it hasn't worked. Because distance can't dissolve a soul tie. It can't erase divine knowing, and it definitely can't erase love. Right now, your divine counterpart is feeling all of it. The longing, the missing, the pull. It's deep, it's constant, it's consuming. They are thinking about how to come toward you, how to speak their truth, how to reach out. But they know, if they do, everything changes. And here's where the fear sets in. This person knows that pursuing this connection means removing the mask. It means being seen. It means no longer pretending to be someone they're not. And the scariest part? It means standing in their truth even when others try to tear it down, even when people laugh, even when people question them. Because you already know this, you've lived it. You've had to walk through that fire already. You've had to stand in your truth while others pointed fingers. But this person, they haven't. Not yet. And that's why they're hesitating. But Spirit is saying this so clearly right now. This person has changed. You may not see it yet, but they're not who they were when you first met. They've grown. They've evolved. They've remembered who they are. And while they may still be hiding it from the outside world, you can see through all of it. You always have. From the very beginning, you've seen their soul, even when they didn't see it in themselves. Even when they tried to show you their mask, you saw through it, straight to the truth. Right now, the energy between you two is loud. The telepathy is strong. The heart space is full. You're dreaming of them. They're dreaming of you. You feel them thinking of you, don't you? Because they are, constantly. They're wondering if you still care, if the door is still open, if they've waited too long. But the truth is, this connection has always been open on the soul level. The only question now is, will they find the courage to open it in the physical? Because if they do come forward and that energy is building, they know it's going to mean facing the people they've always tried to please. It's going to mean no more pretending, no more hiding, no more performing for people who never really saw them anyway. And that is terrifying to them. But it's also liberating because deep down, they don't want to live like this anymore. They don't want to keep pretending that they're someone they're not. And the more they think about you, the more they realize they can't keep denying who they truly are. Moving on, I just pulled the moon. And when I did, the energy that washed over me was so thick, it felt like a fog of emotions, confusion, fear, and hidden truth. Divine Feminine, your person is not who they're pretending to be right now. They've changed, they've awakened, they've grown through layer after layer of soul remembrance. But the people around them, they don't know that version of them. They only support the mask, the character, the version of your divine counterpart that plays it safe, fits in, and doesn't challenge anything. And the saddest part, your person knows this. They know that the support they're getting is conditional. It's not for their soul. It's not for who they are becoming. It's for the version of them that stays small, that stays silent, that stays obedient. But your divine counterpart, they've outgrown that shell. They've already evolved past it. They've had awakening after awakening. And yet, fear still has them wrapped tight. Fear of being judged. Fear of losing acceptance. Fear of rocking the boat. What's wild is that you two are completely in sync right now. Spirit keeps saying it. You're both thinking the same thing, feeling the same pull, hearing the same songs. You might wake up thinking about them, and it's not just in your head. That's because they were thinking about you too. The energy between you is alive. It's moving. It's building. There's a telepathic wave flowing between you, and it's stronger than it's ever been. And they feel it just as much as you do. This connection is everything they've ever wanted. Love, home, purpose, truth. It's all standing right in front of them. But to reach for it, they have to stop hiding. And that's what scares them. Because there's someone in their life, a female energy, very sharp, very cold, very judgmental, who watches everything they do. This is someone who doesn't just have an opinion. She controls the environment. She carries weight in your person's life. And the idea of disappointing her, it terrifies them. Spirit is showing me this clearly. This could be a mother, a maternal figure, or someone who's been given that kind of power in their life. She doesn't like you. She knows about you, and she's made her feelings very clear, even if only energetically. And because of that, your divine counterpart feels like they have to tiptoe around this connection, like they have to hide it, like they have to run any desire or decision through her lens of approval. And let's be real, she's not approving this. This judgmental energy is standing between them and their truth. It's standing between them and you, and your person is struggling because they want to come forward. They want to reach out. They want to see you, talk to you, be near you, but they're trying to do it in secret, quietly, behind the scenes, because if that feminine energy finds out, they're afraid of what will be said, of the consequences, of the emotional backlash. And that fear is keeping them from moving the way their soul really wants to move. So what you might feel in the coming days is this push and pull energy. You might feel them thinking of you, dreaming of you, wanting you. You might even sense communication is coming. And it is. But they're planning it in a very hush-hush way. They don't want anyone to know. Not yet. Because they're still living under this shadow of judgment. Still trying to hold on to the comfort of the old while reaching for the truth of the new. And that's a painful place to be. But here's what Spirit wants you to know. This person knows who you are to them. That's not in question. And they're not confused about what they feel. They're just scared. Scared of being seen. Scared of being mocked. Scared of being rejected by the people they've spent their whole life trying to please. But the longer they wait, the heavier that mask gets. And the more obvious it becomes that they can't live like this forever. And the final card pulled here is Judgment. Divine Feminine. This is where everything comes to a head. This is the moment of truth. This card shows up when the soul is done hiding, when Spirit has spoken over and over, and now it's time to respond. Your divine counterpart is reaching that point. They've heard the calling, they've felt the pull, they've seen the signs. And even though fear has had a strong grip on them, something inside is rising louder than fear now. Their truth. This is someone who's been running from themselves. Not from you, but from the version of themselves that feels most real, most free, most alive. They've tried so hard to make other people comfortable, to keep the peace, to stay small. But their soul is starting to scream. There's only so long you can live a lie before it starts to break you. And for them, this connection with you, this mirror you've held up, is making it impossible to keep pretending. They're being shown, moment after moment, exactly who they are meant to become. What's happening now is a sacred kind of tension, a crossroads between the life they've built out of fear and the life they were divinely designed to live. You are a part of that divine design, not because you complete them, but because you mirror them. You remind them of who they are at their core. And even when they try to suppress it, even when they stay silent, they can't shake the knowing that you are connected in a way that defies logic, a way that Spirit ordained long before this lifetime. They want to reach out, they want to speak, but they also want to do it right. And what's stopping them isn't the lack of love, it's the weight of the decision. Because to step into this, to pursue you openly, they will have to let go of everything and everyone that kept them hidden. And that kind of release, that kind of rebirth, it changes everything. Judgment energy doesn't ask for half steps. It demands truth. It demands surrender. It demands courage. So if you're feeling like something's about to shift, it is. If you've been sensing that a message is coming, that a change is building, that their energy is pressing closer into yours, it's because the soul can't keep waiting. Spirit is aligning the pieces, nudging them forward, peeling back the layers of fear. It's slow, yes, but it's real, and it's undeniable. You've already answered your call. You've already chosen your path. And now, they're being asked to do the same. Here's what Spirit wants you to hold on to. This connection isn't just about reunion, it's about reclamation of power, of purpose, of divine truth. And whether they come forward today or weeks from now, this energy is changing them. It's awakening them. And soon they'll realize that the risk of staying small is far greater than the risk of being judged. Okay, this feels like a beautiful place to close the reading. If this message resonated, be sure to hit the like button on your way out. If you haven't already, Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future readings. You are powerful. You are protected. You are already in alignment. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.